Hey YouTube, RicoKnows here. Going to talk to you guys about the Olympics just a little bit, okay? Nothing too crazy. I am an Olympic guy. I am an expert on the Olympics. I gave out a bunch of picks. We got them all right for the most part. Shout out to Noah Lyles for losing the 200 and getting COVID. But other than that, I mean, we hit on all our bets, made thousands of dollars. Shout out to all the MVPs. But I saw this thing, and they're talking about the breakdancing. You guys know the debacle with Rachel Gunn. And shout out to Australia and not being able to dance. But everybody said, oh, look, she did so bad and breakdancing was so terrible that they have removed it from the Olympics list of games, list of competitions for 2028. We're going to be in LA. We're going to be in Los Angeles. Shouldn't we have breakdancing at Los Angeles and we win it all? Let's just show up with Channing Tatum and win this thing. No. In all seriousness, they actually are not cutting the breakdancing from the Olympic list because of Rachel Gunn or how terrible it was. That list of sports they were already cutting down on, that list was published like back in 2023. It was before the Olympics, okay? I've done some research on this. And then another thing is they have like a limit on how many athletes they can have. And there's going to be some sports coming up for the 2028 Olympics that are going to require a number of athletes, not individual sports. We're talking team sports. If you didn't know, flag football is going to be there, bro. That is flag. This is soccer, by the way. When it says football, that is soccer. The rest of the world knows that is football americano, right? Okay. But here we have flag football will be in the Olympics. And that's exciting because we're going to win flag football. We're stacking the deck. We're hosting the Olympic Games of 2028, and we're going to put some sports in there that ensure we have the most medalists, like flag football. Yes, it's been petitioned for a while, but for it to be on American soil and we're hosting flag football, everything's cool, man. As long as we don't have the Last Supper with some XY people, we'll be okay. Now, that being said, they're also introducing cricket. I don't know if we have a good cricket team. I'd imagine India does. Cricket's highly popular in India. I don't know the first thing about it. I still don't know the scoring system on cricket. I still don't know what the hell's going on. They tell me those matches can last forever. There's a dude out there with a paddle and some shin guards. It looks wild. I just know they can't throw. Shout out to $1 Million Arm. If you haven't seen the movie, great movie. True story. But the third sport they're bringing back for the Olympics is softball. And it's down here, softball. They're bringing back softball to the Olympics in 2028, and I'm sure Jenny Finch is excited. I'm sure they're going to have her in the booth, and they're going to be talking about all these great softball players we have at Oklahoma who are on this amazing win streak. And softball. Guys, softball should not be an Olympic sport. Hear me out. Softball got its run to be an Olympic sport. Softball is extremely regional. Extremely regional. And when I say extremely, I'm telling you, this was in the Olympics for at least 5 Olympic Games, if I remember correctly. We won the first 3 gold medals, and then we settled for 2 silvers. So that's 5. So that I swear to you, there was 5 Olympic Games with softball in it. And we were either the gold medalist or the silver medalist. I think Japan ended up passing us at some point. But they had to get rid of softball in the Olympics for a couple of reasons. Number one, I think it was the same 3 countries medaled in softball 5 years in a row. They were just in different orders. But it was the same 3 countries getting medals in softball. The number of teams competing in softball will blow your mind. At its peak, at the height of its popularity in Olympic competition, softball fielded 8 teams. 8 teams were competing for medals. Bro, that's wild. Only 8. That was it. Only 8. And if you think that that's like not enough, rightfully so, right? That's not enough. Let me just explain to you guys that soccer only has 12. But I believe there's qualifying and there's a bunch of other rounds. So they kind of weed out whoever needs to be there. But 8 teams in softball. And the worst is the final year of softball, the final year of competition before they cut softball out of the Olympics, there were only 6 teams. 6 teams. You get to call yourself a world champ. Shout out to Noah Lyles. You get to call yourself a world champ. There's only 6 teams playing softball. Only 5 other chicks are playing softball. Half the field got a medal. Half the field in softball, half the competing teams earned an Olympic medal. I got to walk around and hear how these women are Olympic medalists because they beat 5 other teams. That's to be a gold medalist. If you won one match in the last Olympics, you were essentially in the third round. You're playing for third place. You're in the bronze medal match. What? Softball does not need to be here. We can stop the BS. I understand a lot of girls play it in high school. It's an American game, so everybody's convinced they're great athletes and stuff. Nah, man. Nobody in the world is playing softball. Nobody. And we know this. And we're going to go out here. We're stacking the deck. We're going to make sure we win the gold medal in softball. We're going to make sure that we're the only country playing it, building, developing, getting ready. We're going to have amazing tryouts. Go out there and beat 6 other teams and call ourselves the greatest team of all time. The Dream Team. We didn't lose a single game. We didn't lose a game for like a decade, 12 years straight. We didn't lose a single match of softball. I don't even know if it's called a game. I don't know what it is, bro. But this is outrageous. Welcome back. If you guys want to see real athletes, let me tell you guys something. There's that sport climbing. Sport climbing. I don't know who does sport climbing, but if you tried to do it, you ain't beating these girls. I understand there are certain events where there's not a lot of people competing. But if we drop softball because there were only 6 countries who showed up with the funding required. Remember, you got to come up with bats, hats, gloves, cleats, travel, accommodations for this huge team. It ain't soccer, bro. You can just show up with a ball, kick around a can in Africa, and make a hell of a team. Every country has the funding for soccer. They don't even have the fields of softball. They're like, where do we get those big-ass, oversized balls that don't fit in these girls' hands? And trust me, half the softball girls don't want any balls in their hands. Trust. I got a lot in common with them chicks. Softball in the Olympics is ridiculous. I promise you. And we're going to go out there and win the gold medal. And we're going to hear about the Dream Team and how great we are at softball. And it's just us winning at a sport that nobody else plays. Shout out to flag football. If we don't win flag football, bro, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. If you're the world's greatest dart player right now, congrats, bro. Nobody's doing it. You're not the best dart thrower in the world. You're just the only guy throwing darts. The rest of us got hobbies, bro. Do some push-ups. But softball, no country in the world. I'm telling you, bro, I've traveled the world. I've traveled the world, guys. I've seen other places. I was in the military over 20 years. I've been to a lot of countries. I can't even do the math on how many countries I've been to. I used to do international cyber missions. I would travel a lot. Like 250 days out of the year for at least 6 years of my career. I'm telling you, no matter where I went, there weren't softball fields anywhere. Oh, really? There's baseball fields and people play baseball. Stop it. We got all our baseball players from 3 islands, bro. This is crazy. We're about to do this, though. And don't let me find out what the hell Baseball 5 is. Don't let me find out what 5-on-5 baseball is. Holy shit. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.